All right, peace and blessings, everybody. This is Rob YB Youngblood, president of sales for Self-Publishing 30 Days. And listen, I'm excited about this guest. You know, every time I have a guest on here, I'm excited. But this brother, I'm even more excited about. He's someone that I've known for about 5 years now. I've seen him overcome challenges. He's making adjustments. He's making things happen. And listen, I'm excited to have my guy, Marz Bishop, in the building. What's going on, Marz?
Oh, what's going on, YB? I appreciate that, man. That was the best introduction I could have, man. Thank you so much.
Well, listen, before we got to hit the record button, man, we was talking a little bit about just having that one person, right? So are you just one person away from that supernatural explosion, bro? So my goal is to be that one for you, bro. My goal is to be that one.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So we're on the author spotlight, man. Self-publishing 30 days. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Marz.
You know, I'm not really big on talking about myself, bro. I'm more about just doing the action and letting it be seen for itself. But basically, I'm just how can I sum it up in one word? I know how to persevere. I know how to endure the challenges. I know how to focus on the solution versus the challenge.
Yeah.
You know, I've been through a lot in my life. So for me to say, like, you know, to sum it up all in one thing, all I can say is perseverance. That's it.
So when you talk about perseverance, because obviously I know your backstory, right? I know you've been through some struggle. Take me through that struggle, and then let's talk a little bit about your book, man. Talk about, you know, your how did you get to where you are today to even becoming an author?
Let's see. The backstory. Well, you know, I grew up in a house coming from an environment of domestic violence. At 5 years old, diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. Excuse me. At that same time, that was my first encounter with death because my red blood cells dropped so low that I had to have that emergency blood transfusion. Fast forwarded up, at the age of 22, had my first stroke. I was wilding in the streets, you know, doing all the things that, you know, we see growing up and stuff like that. Then I got that epiphany one day where it was just like, there's more for you to do. And, you know, like when you get a calling and your spirit is led to do something, if you don't take that opportunity, you lose the rest of your life. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the book came about through the actual vision that I had in a dream. And he said, I want you to write this book called The Fight in You. Mm-hmm. Right? He told me specifically to write it on the analogy of boxing. And he told me exactly how many chapters to write, which was 12 chapters. When you look at it, there's 12 rounds in a boxing match.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So within that story, within that book, I kind of release a little bit of my story as far as the challenges that I had to go through to get to where I'm at right now.
I love it, man. So the book is called The Fight in You, 12 chapters based on 12 rounds. I love it, man. So what was your process like in becoming an author? You know, obviously we focus on, you know, publishing. We deal with a lot of authors, aspiring authors. So, you know, take us through the process that you had to endure to even become an author. Like, and obviously we know your life situation, but what was your author process like?
The author process, to be honest with you, was arduous. You know what I'm saying? It's like difficult, especially when you don't know what you're doing. And then you get a vision that said that you're supposed to do this. Yeah. And you try to do it to the best of your ability. So it took me actually 10 months to write the book. Okay. So I had that done within 10 months. I think the most challenging part was finding the right editor and the right publishing company to go through. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's is big on self-publishing now. Yeah. So it was me finding the right publisher, the right editor, and the right publishing house to go ahead and produce the book. And, you know, actually by me getting connected with the Grindation, that put me in a position of getting connected with Jasmine and her publishing house. Yeah. And she edited the book. And then within about maybe, I'd say 3 to 4 months. So a total of about a year it took for the book to come out and everything. So, you know, The Fight in You is ready and it's available right now.
I love it. I love it. So you brought up a name, Grindation, man. So you're one of the first of many to be able to grace the interview here from Grindation. Tell us a little bit about that community and why is coaching so important, man? Because obviously, if you're talking about the fight in you, you know, a boxer needs coaching. So too do we as individuals that strive into the next level. So talk a little bit about what Grindation is, and then talk a little bit about, you know, just the importance of coaching.
Well, I'll tell you through a quick story. It's the same way that when Tyson got with Customato, right? He was coming from the streets. He didn't know what was going on, but Customato could see something within him that knew he had something special that could take him to the next level.
Yeah.
So when I got with Grindation and got connected to Kendall, you know what I'm saying? Kendall helped pull that next level up out of me that needed the coaching, that needed that big brother, that needed to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Someone to grab you and shake you and tell you like, look, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So coaching is just like a cornerman. And that's a chapter that I have in the book, which is yes, it's essential because of the fact of coaching is going to help you get to that next level. It's going to show you how to prepare yourself the way that a boxer prepares himself for a match. He doesn't just jump in the ring and say, okay, I'm here.
Right.
There's preparation, there's levels that you have to get through. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that you have to let go of in order to become whole. Like a lot of us think that we whole just because we in a certain position, but you're not whole. You're still broken on the inside because you may be holding on to old things that you should have let go of a long time ago.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Come on.
So
man.
that's why coaching is so important because it's not just like getting coached, it's helping you pull certain things out of you and release things that you need to let go of. So that's why that was important to me because I got like one of the best cornermen and I got the best corner that I feel for me that's going to help take me to that next level. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And listen, for those of you who are listening, for those of you who are watching, if you cannot tell that Marz is a speaker, then listen, you must be like sleeping, right? So Marz is one of the top speakers out there. He's killing the game. Marz, talk about your experience. So obviously you're an author, you know what I'm saying? You've overcome, you know, the different challenges in life that you're dealing with, and you're a fighter. Talk a little bit about your experience as a speaker and how does being an author help you to push your speaking business?
I'll put it to you like this. First off, if I can make a slight correction.
Okay.
I don't like the term speaker.
Okay.
Because a speaker is basically like you just saying the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
I look at effective communication.
Come on.
Because effective communication is about connecting.
Got it.
You feel me? It's about being able to act effectively listen.
Right.
So being an author, what it helped me to do is because as a communicator, you have to be able to tell stories. You have to be able to like, you know, learn certain words. You have to articulate yourself in a certain way.
Yeah.
You feel me? So being an author made me go back and read my own story.
Right.
So that way I know it. You know, it's just like God says, write my words on your tablet. So therefore when you speak, you always speak my words.
Come on.
So I had to go back to know my own words. So that way, when I go out there and I speak effectively and I do these engagements, I'm speaking not only God's words, but I'm speaking the words that was placed on my tablet that he gave me within that book.
Come on, man. That's super deep, man. So let's as we land the plane, man, as we land the plane, tell us, how can people get access to your book?
You can actually go to my website, lifeincmovement.com, which is LIFEINCMOVEMENT.com. You can get it there, or you can go on to Amazon and you can purchase it on Amazon as well.
I love it. What would you say as a result of being an author is the biggest lesson that you can pass on to other authors as it pertains to putting your book together? What's the biggest lesson that you can share with others about putting your book together?
The lesson that I can share is not just for authors, it's for life. You got to do the work if you want to produce the results. You know what I'm saying? Nothing comes to you. There's no handout. If you're looking for a handout, don't look no further than your own two hands, because those are the own two hands that are going to do something for you.
Yes.
You feel me? So if you truly an author and you truly want to accomplish something, don't be afraid to do the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you don't know where to start, just start where you are. And that's about the best insight that I can give.
I love it. I love it. So last couple questions.
Yes, sir.
You got one book out the way. Do you plan on doing any more books?
I actually have two books. My first book is a poetry book.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I'm actually been contemplating my next book, which is called Embrace Your Greatness.
Okay.
So it's me and God been going back and forth with that talk. Like, what do I do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I got one in the making that I'm getting ready to put together. I'm not sure how soon, but it's coming. I'm building up the content now.
Well, one of the questions I love to ask folks when they come onto the Author Spotlight and onto YB's Collaboration Corner is, if you had the opportunity to go to any part of the world to write your next book, right? And I was paying for it, right? And I was coming out of pocket. So however long you want to stay, you need that time to write this book. And I was gonna send you wherever you want to go. Where would you go to write your next best-selling book?
Valencia, Spain.
Valencia, Spain. And why? Why would you go to Valencia, Spain?
Be honest with you, that's where my heart's been tugging since like 2004.
Okay.
So there's something over there that I'm supposed to do or I'm
Right.
supposed to see. So and it's very specific. I know the city and I know the country that I want to be in.
Right.
So Valencia, Spain.
I love it. I love it. Once again, man, Marz, we're so happy and elated to have you on the Author Spotlight. Tell us once again, where can folks find The Fight in You?
You can find it again on my website, lifeincmovement.com, or you can go on Amazon and you can purchase it there. But I would prefer you go to the website and get it directly.
Absolutely.
So that way you get a signed copy. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right. And when you reach out to Marz, you place your order, tell him that you heard about him on the Author Spotlight Self-Publishing 30 Days podcast. Listen, this is Rob YB Youngblood, President of Sales for Self-Publishing 30 Days. And I want you to remember, be encouraged, be blessed, but most of all, continue to share the faith. And the way you do that is by walking in your gift, because your gift will make room for you. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.